Morning! We're taking a walk this morning along a section of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. Leeds-Liverpool Canal is Britain's longest at approximately 128 miles long. The canal has 91 locks, at least 57 movable bridges, of which 4 are usually left open, 8 small aqueducts or underbridges, 2 tunnels and 1 major aqueduct. We're not walking the full length of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal, we're just going to walk a section of it, well, even a part of a section of it. We're going to do the Wigan Flight of 23 locks, which is approximately 2.7 miles. It's a section of the Leigh branch. This joins the main line of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal towards the bottom of the Wigan Flights, and that's where we're going to start our walk today. Straight out of the car park onto the Leigh branch at our first lock, and we've got a boat that's about to go through it. The Leigh branch was first proposed in 1800 after the completion of the extension of the Bridgewater Canal from Worsley to Leigh. The link would connect the canal to Manchester, the capital of the English cotton industry. There was a lot of disagreement with different canal companies over rights and routes. The first act failed in 1803, and it wasn't until after the main line of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal was completed that a successful bill was presented to Parliament that was agreeable to all parties. The branch opened in December 1820 and cost £61,419. The branch linked the Leeds and Liverpool Canal to the rest of the canal network. The link to the other canals meant that narrowboats would be used on the wide Leeds and Liverpool Canal. It was decided that 2 narrowboats would be charged the same toll rate as 1 wide boat. This also meant that the locks between Wigan and Liverpool would have to be lengthened to accommodate the longer narrowboats. The landscape around the Leigh branch has suffered over the years from subsidence caused by coal mining. This resulted in large flashes or lakes developing in what was previously damp farmland. Subsidence also meant that some locks had to be abandoned and new ones built. In recent years, collieries have gone, and around Plank Lane whole streets have been demolished. The area now is one of lakes and fields.
The Leigh branch runs around here to the left. That would be part of what would be the Leigh branch, and we're going that way, which is the Wigan branch.
Locks have a numbering system. There's 2 numbering systems that's going on at this flight. Lock number 65 starts at the top and works its way down to the bottom at lock number 85. That's 21 locks in total. The second numbering system is written in concrete on the side, and that starts at lock number 1 and finishes at 21, written in Roman numerals. Originally, when this set of locks was going to connect onto the Lancaster Canal, the numbering system was the other way around. So, lock number 85 or 21, which is at the bottom, would have been lock 1, and lock number 65 or 1 at the top would have been number 85 or 21. In the mid-18th century, the growing towns of Yorkshire, including Leeds, Wakefield and Bradford, were trading increasingly while the air and colder navigation improved links to the east for Leeds. Links to the west were limited. Bradford merchants wanted to increase the supply of limestone to make lime for mortar and agriculture using coal from Bradford's collieries and to transport textiles to the port of Liverpool. On the west coast, traders in the busy port of Liverpool wanted a cheap supply of coal for their shipping and manufacturing businesses and to tap the output from the industrial regions of Lancashire. Inspired by the effectiveness of the wholly artificial navigation, the Bridgewater Canal, opened in 1759-1760, a canal across the Pennines linking Liverpool and Hull by means of the air and colder navigation, would have obvious trade benefits. A public meeting took place at the Sun Inn in Bradford on the 2nd of July 1766 to promote the building of such a canal. John Longbotham was engaged to survey a route. 2 groups were set up to promote the scheme, one in Liverpool and one in Bradford. The Liverpool committee was unhappy with the route originally proposed following the Ribble Valley through Preston, considering that it ran too far to the north, missing key towns and the Wigan coalfield. A counter-proposal was produced, which was rejected by the Bradford committee as too expensive, mainly because of the valley crossing at Burnley. An arbitrator was called in who ruled in favour of the more northerly route, but must include a branch towards Wigan. digging of the canals began with a ceremony which was held at Halsall, north of Liverpool, on the 5th of November 1770, with the first sod being dug by the Honourable Charles Maldon of Halsall Hall. The first section of the canal opened from Bingley to Skipton in 1773. From Liverpool it reached Wigan by 1781, replacing the earlier unsatisfactory Douglas navigation. By now the subscribed funds and further borrowing had all been spent, and work stopped in 1781 with the completion of the Rufford branch from Burscough to the River Douglas at Tarleton. The American War of Independence and its aftermath made it impossible to continue for more than a decade.
He's off now on his bike. Maybe he's I don't know where he's going, but he helped him with one. I don't think he's worried about this one. There you go. I've noticed all the men drive the boats and all the women do all the hard work. I've noticed that.
Yeah, it saves you going to the gym. Quite deep in the water though.
Yeah. I think what's happening now is it's because the water level in the pound below is so low, it's got to get more water into the bottom, so she's opening that gate there to get more water in because it's not deep enough for him to go through. So he needs more depth. Never considered that before, that there wouldn't be enough water, and I find it quite strange that they're not all the same height, being as there's weirs that run around, but that particular one is quite low. I have noticed that it seems to be the women that do the work and the men that do the driving, which is quite right too. Don't think men have the technical skill or the know-how to do that. Yeah, so feeding water in to make this deeper for him to sail in. The lady did say that we've got quite a bit of weight on the boat. Whether she was insulting her husband, I don't know, but apparently the boat is sitting quite low as well, and there's no water for it, so she's having to feed water from the top. Never ever seen, never considered that anybody would have to do that. Is like opening both lock gates in a way. I don't know if you can see, but you can see that how low it is compared to the sluice on there. Seems to be going for it now. Let's hope it doesn't ground out. Time to let more water out now. So we're proper going for it now. That's Christine trying to get in on the shot. Vanity, that we call that. Still holding, waiting to come in. It's a very, very deep lock. Does make you wonder whether they'll have to repeat the process again to go from here, although I must admit this does look a bit possibly a bit deeper maybe, but it's not up to the weir. They're now opening this another lock to try and get more water into it. So I just heard this one pushing itself shut and water level going down on there.
I read on the Wigan Flight,
how fast the level of the water's going down. Look how quick that is, how it's dropping. Get some water in the bottom. Wow. Yeah, dropping at a fair rate. It was right up there, right up where you see where the watermark was earlier. You can see the boats have got to come up and go over the top of that concrete.
Phase 2 started in 1791, but yet more fundraising took place as the Fowlridge Tunnel was proving difficult and expensive to dig. The new route took the canal south via the expanding coal mines at Burnley, Accrington and Blackburn. It would be another 9 years until it reached Blackburn. Following the French Revolution, Britain had been at war with France from 1793 to 1802. The peace proved temporary, with the Napoleonic Wars beginning the following year. High taxes and interest rates during this period made it difficult for the company to borrow money, and the pace of construction inevitably slowed. Work continued sporadically, but mainly on the Lancaster Canal and Bridgewater canals. There's been various unsuccessful negotiations to connect the canal to the Bridgewater Canal at Leigh, but agreement was finally reached in 1818 and the connection was opened in 1820, thus giving access to Manchester and the rest of the canal network. The Bridgewater Canal, like most of Brindley's designs, was for narrowboats of 72 feet in length, whereas the Leeds and Liverpool had been designed for broad boats of 62 feet in length. There was naturally a desire by the narrowboats to reach Liverpool, and the locks of the westerly end of the canal were extended to 72 feet in 1822. The canal took almost 50 years to complete. In crossing the Pennines, the Leeds and Liverpool had been beaten by the Huddersfield Narrow Canal and the Rochdale Canal. The most important cargo was always coal, with over 1 million tons per year being delivered to Liverpool in the 1860s. Even in Yorkshire, more coal was carried than limestone. Once the canal was fully open, receipts for carrying merchandise matched those of coal. The heavy industry along its route, together with the decision to build the canal with broad locks, ensured that unlike the other two Transpennine canals, The Leeds and Liverpool competed successfully with the railways throughout the 19th century and remained open through the 20th century. Moving into the 20th century, the canal suffered some damage during the Second World War. It was breached when a German bomb fell on it in Booton. The canal in West Lancashire was part of Britain's defensive plans against invasion. Along the canal there were tank traps, bunkers and blockhouses. Some buildings such as barns and pubs along the canal were fortified. There are still some remaining concrete pillboxes and brick-built blockhouses today.
I think this one is lock 66, so there's one more to go.
Well, film person on unless we go
Have a good day, fella. You have a good day, mate.
That's basically it. Easy.
Oh, I'd already be in me.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too, mate. Ta-da. And that's it. That's the end of the run in Wigan. So we're now at the point which is the Leeds Liverpool section. So there we go. What we've got to do now is work our way all the way back. Well, this is top lock. This is the first one, number 65. Lovely. To be fair, we've had a really good day. It's been a cracking walk on there. I'm presuming that with the lock being here and these houses and that room there would have been for the flight crew. You can see on the bollard at the bottom, I don't know if you can actually see that, but how worn away it's gone with the ropes over the years. But yeah, that's been cracking. Really enjoyable. Been a great morning.
Feel when you hit it then. Check me down, check me down.
Ah, it's coming out. looks like our friend has managed to get himself up past a couple of locks. He's just hanging back now while water level has dropped sufficient for the gates to open. Yeah, I could do that.
When water level gets right, it just goes.
All right. I've got to do some work.
came down really quickly, you know, with plenty of water in, as it got to the bottom, it slowed down because there's not as much pressure then, is there? Yeah, that gate's been rubbing against the stone there, made its own seal. Pull and then push. Oh, it's easier to push. Put your back
Well, I
on it.
get it so far, and then I'll go and run, put my back to it. It's easier.
Morning. You got it? Oh, well, that's why I can not undo, you know? Yeah. That opens the ground paddles and puts water in underneath the sill. And then when the boat gets to a certain height, you can open the gates. Because if you open the gates, the boat could pull up and flood the boat over at the front, sink the boat.
Oh, right.
So that's what the ground paddles are for, to get it to a level that you can open them gates.
Ah,
See?
learn something new every day.
You do? That's why they're normally closed off at the front balls like that,
Right.
in case they do.
Go over.
Because when the water comes in like that, it goes into the back of the watch, pushes the boat forwards. Yeah, I learned that when I first started doing this. Oh, don't open that yet. You've got to normally wait for the nod off the captain. Pizza. Corner. Going down fast. Got to look at state of him. And he's fine then, he's full of crap. Don't you like my dog then? You know when you're in a certain box?
Have you done this for long?
Huh?
Have you done this for long?
Last year I started helping.
Right.
Really enjoyed it. I've done it about 6 or 7 times now. It's nice and satisfying. Gives you something to do.
Yeah.
Oh, going already. That was easy.
You always shut them again, or?
Yeah. Otherwise you get water leaking down, leaking through, and it'll leave the top ones dry and the bottom ones full. Yeah, 68. It's normally a pain. That one they were stuck on, it's normally always dry, that pool.
Yeah, some of the gates swing open, don't they?
Yeah, there is. We put little rails on them to stop that. But that
This last one, next one.
yeah, last one there. All 21. Well, you would have only done 20 to be honest. There's no locks on the Bridgewater, is there? There's no locks on the Bridgewater Canal.
No, nice.
What do we do? 21?
Have a good day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help.
See you later.
See you later. I'll see you on the way down.
Bye.
Ta.